Right, we're just making sure the hair's looking good. Yeah, it's looking good. Hello, good morning. It's William Stringer.
Good morning.
This is Dean Garrett.
Good morning.
It is another early morning. It's 8:35. We're running 5 minutes late, but we're very excited. We're going to talk to you about what's going on in the market. What to expect from this short video is the news with the Bank of Canada. They met last Wednesday, so it's really exciting news. But as ever, Dean is going to be examining why we should actually be focusing on something else. So that's going to be it. First of all,
Right.
What's the big news?
Right. Well, in case you haven't heard, the Bank of Canada met last Wednesday as scheduled. They meet every 6 weeks. And the market was in turmoil. They didn't know which way they were going to go on things, but they did decide to lower the prime interest rate that they charge banks for overnight money by 0.25%. And so that's time to rejoice. It's been a while since they've done that.
Yeah.
But the Bank of Canada they're not a market leader. They lag the market. And what that meant to me in my business and my clients is that it's indicating that we are establishing where rates are right now. And it's the bond market that establishes real interest rates.
Which is, am I right in saying that's ahead?
Yeah, that's what I watch every morning. That's the news that matters to which way interest rates are going to go. And we have to remember that when it comes to a home that you're living in, you're not buying an interest rate. But it does affect the market space. And when big swings happen, which we just lived through, that's what people have experienced. So
yeah, and you know, for anyone that's come into that housing space in the last few years, we're still, in many ways, we're looking at 2020, 2021 and just thinking, oh my God, that was crazy. And actually things are starting to really balance out. This is now turning into a healthy market. And if you spoke to someone, 8-9 years ago, this would have been a very normal, healthy market, and we're returning back to that. But on the back of what we had in 2020, it can look a bit dodgy, but it's just not. So we've got this reduction last Wednesday for the Bank of Canada.
Yeah.
So that's the news. You're going to be hearing a lot about that, and people kind of draw from that. Great reduction in interest rates, cheaper mortgages, good times. But there is more to it than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And timing is everything, I suppose. In real estate, the word is location, location, location. But timing to buy the right home for you has a lot to do with how people will be in the market. And where we're at right now is approaching the end of September. This is the fall market, and it is as viable and healthy as the spring market. It's a good time for people to be trading homes, right?
Yeah, and we are, from real estate terms, we are seeing a real balance now between sellers and buyers. More buyers have come in. Yeah. And so, and we are also, and that's partly as a result of the pent-up demand. People have been waiting. So there is, as ever, a lot to unpack and to talk about. And maybe we'll start doing podcasting at some point where we can dive in as much as we actually need to.
Yeah, they're deep topics, but in this format, we're scratching surfaces, right?
Yeah. Now, you mentioned before we went on, and I actually want you to touch on this, is for people that are thinking, great, it reduced last Wednesday, right, I'm going to wait for another reduction, and then I'm going to go and get a mortgage. What would you say to those people?
Well, that's where, if that's what's important to you, then working with your financial advisor, mortgage broker, or bank is to have that conversation and come up with a strategy that makes sense for you. 15 years doing this, I can tell you there's not a person alive who can tell you what interest rates are going to be 6 months from now. Not one person. So the whole world is built around this system, and you have to live within it. So having the discussions and coming up with a strategy that fits your economy is what we do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And starting that conversation, because Dean will teach you about these things. He'll tell you the variables that you don't hear when you turn on Facebook or you turn on the news in the morning. The really important things. And as ever, bringing it home, bringing it down to our Vancouver Island market is really important. This market is very, very distinctive. Right. So it's starting that conversation. Right. Now, when I get time, I'm going to actually put this banner up here. It's going to have Dean's details, so you can call him. But for now, you're very active on TikTok. What is your handle?
Well, I go by Mortgage Minder. I help people mind their mortgages, so that should be easy to remember and easy to find if you are on your computer.
Absolutely.
Or phone, right?
And follow him. It's where I get loads of my information from. And get in contact if you want to just start that conversation.
Right.
It is just starting a conversation with the person that's gonna show you where things lie for you at the moment. It's a journey.
The whole thing is a journey. Whether you're in a home that you've been in for 15 years and are looking for, you have a need to find a new home, trade homes, if you will. It's all a conversation. It's all a journey and a strategy and understanding things. And I always have the time to have those conversations. So.
All right.
Yeah. Great.
So,
as does well.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you got my details there. It's Tuesday morning. It is the morning that all realtors in the Comox Valley go around and check out all the new listings. We've got about 7 or 8 places to look out. So if you see all these people descending on one house in the Comox Valley, don't worry. It's not a rave. The house is probably going on the market. So there it is.
All right.
Thanks very much. Have a great one.
Thanks, William.
Cheers.
Great.
Bye.